chapter 15, Some Natural Phenomena. In this chapter, we shall discuss two other destructive natural phenomena. These are lightning and earthquakes. We shall also discuss what steps we can take to minimize destruction caused by these phenomena. Lightning. You might have seen sparks on an electric pole when wires become loose. This phenomenon is quite common when wind is blowing and shaking the wires. You might also have seen sparks when a plug is loose in its socket. Lightning is also an electric spark but on a huge scale. In ancient times, people did not understand the cause of these sparks. They were therefore afraid of lightning and thought that the wrath of gods was visiting them. Now, of course, we understand that lightning is caused by accumulation of charges in the clouds. We need not be afraid of lightning, but we have to take precautions to protect ourselves from deadly sparks. The sparks that the Greeks knew about. The ancient Greeks knew as early as 600 BC that when ember is a kind of resin, was rubbed with fur, it attracted light objects such as hair. You might have seen that when you take off woolen or polyester clothes, your hair stands on end. If you take off these clothes in the dark, you even see a spark and hear a crackling sound. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin, an American scientist, showed that lightning and the spark from your clothes are essentially the same phenomena. However, it took 2000 years for this realization to occur. We shall now study some properties of electric charges. Let us perform some activities to understand the nature of electric charges. But recall first what you might have played as a game. When you rub a plastic scale on your dry hair, the scale can attract very small pieces of paper. When a plastic refill is rubbed with polythene, it acquires a small electric charge. Similarly, when a plastic comb is rubbed with dry hair, it acquires a small charge. These objects are called charged objects. In the process of charging the refill and the plastic comb, polythene and hair also get charged. Let's try to charge some other objects that you are familiar with. Types of charges and their interaction. A charged balloon repelled a charged balloon. A charged refill repelled a charged refill. But a charged balloon attracted a charged refill. Does it indicate that the charge on the balloon is of a different kind from the charge on the refill? Can we say that there are two kinds of charges? Can we also say that the charges of the same kind repel each other while charges of different kind attract each other? It is a convention to call the charge acquired by a glass rod when it is rubbed with silk as positive. The other kind of charge is said to be negative. It is observed that when a charged glass rod is brought near a charged plastic straw rubbed with polythene, there is attraction between the two. What do you think would be the kind of charge on the plastic straw? Your guess that the plastic straw would carry a negative charge is correct. The electrical charges generated by rubbing are static. They do not move by themselves. When charges move, they constitute an electric current. You have been reading about electric current since class 6. The current in a circuit which makes a bulb glow or the current that makes a wire hot is nothing but a motion of charges. The aluminium foil strips receive the same charge from the charged refill through the paper clip The strips carrying similar charges repel each other and they become wide open. Such a device can be used to test whether an object is carrying charge or not. This device is known as electroscope. Thus, we find that electric charge can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor. Touch the end of paper clip gently with hand and you will find a change in the foil strips. They come back to their original state. Repeat charging of foil strips and touching the paper clip. Every time you will find that the foil strips collapse as soon as you touch the paper clip with hand. Why does it happen? The reason is that the foil strips lose charge to the earth through your body. We say that the foil strips are discharged. The process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. Earthing is provided in buildings to protect us from electric shocks due to any leakage of electric current. The story of lightning. It is now possible to explain lightning in terms of charges produced by rubbing. You learnt in class 7 that during the development of a thunderstorm, the air currents move upward while the water droplets move downward. These vigorous movements cause separation of charges. By a process not yet completely understood, the positive charges collect near the upper edges of the clouds and the negative charges accumulate near the lower edges. There is accumulation of positive charges near the ground also. When the magnitude of the accumulated charges becomes very large, the air, which is normally a poor conductor of electricity, is no longer able to resist the flow. Negative and positive charges meet, producing streaks of bright light and sound. We see streaks of lightning. The process is called an electric discharge. The process of electric discharge can occur between two or more clouds or between clouds and the earth. Today we need not get frightened by lightning like our ancestors did. Now we understand the basic phenomenon. Scientists are trying hard to improve this understanding. However, lightning strike could destroy life and property. It is therefore necessary to take measures to protect ourselves. Lightning safety. During lightning and thunderstorm, no open place is safe. Hearing thunder is an alert to rush to a safer place. After hearing the last thunder, wait for some time before coming out of the safer place. Finding a safer place. A house or a building is a safe place. If you are traveling by car or by bus, you are safe inside with windows and doors of the vehicle shut. Do's and don'ts during a thunderstorm. Outside. Open vehicles like motorbikes, tractors, construction machinery, open cars are not safe. Open fields, tall trees, shelters in parks, elevated places do not protect us from lightning strokes. Carrying an umbrella is not at all a good idea during thunderstorms. If in a forest, take shelter under shorter trees. If no shelter is available and you are in an open field, stay far away from all trees. Stay away from poles or other metal objects. Do not lie on the ground. Instead, squat low on the ground. Place your hands on your knees with your head between the hands. This position will make you the smallest target to be struck. Inside the house, lightning can strike telephone cords, electrical wires, and metal pipes. During a thunderstorm, contact with these should be avoided. It is safer to use mobile phones and cordless phones. However, it is not wise to call up a person who is receiving your phone through a wired connection. Bathing should be avoided during thunderstorms to avoid contact with running water. Electrical appliances like computers, TVs should be unplugged. Electrical lights can remain on, they do not cause any harm. Lightning conductors. Lightning conductor is a device used to protect buildings from the effect of lightning. A metallic rod taller than the building is installed in the walls of the building during its construction. One end of the rod is kept out in the air and the other is buried deep in the ground. The rod provides easy route for transfer of electric charge to the ground. The metal columns used during construction, electrical wires, and water pipes in the buildings also protect us to an extent, but do not touch them during a thunderstorm. Earthquake. You just learnt about thunderstorm and lightning. In class 7, you learnt about cyclones. These natural phenomena can cause large scale destruction of human life and property. Fortunately, these phenomena can be predicted to some extent. The weather department can warn about thunderstorm developing in some area. If a thunderstorm occurs, there is always possibility of lightning and cyclones accompanying it. So we get time to take measures to protect ourselves from damage caused by these phenomena. There is, however, one natural phenomena which we are not yet able to predict accurately. It is an earthquake. It can cause damage to human life and property on a huge scale. A major earthquake occurred in India on 8th October 2005 in Uri and Tangdar towns of North Kashmir. Before that, a major earthquake occurred on 26 January 2001 in Bhuj district of Gujarat. What is an earthquake? An earthquake is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth which lasts for a very short time. It is caused by a disturbance deep inside the earth's crust. Earthquakes occur all the time, all over the earth. They are not even noticed. Major earthquakes are much less frequent. They can cause immense damage to buildings, bridges, dams, and people. There can be a great loss of life and property. Earthquakes can cause floods, landslides, and tsunamis. A major tsunami occurred in the Indian Ocean on 26 December 2004. All the coastal areas around the ocean suffered huge losses. Now we know that the tremors are caused by the disturbance deep down inside the uppermost layer of the earth called as the crust of the earth. In ancient times, people did not know the true cause of earthquakes. Their ideas were therefore expressed in mythical stories, such as one told by Bojo's grandmother. Similar myths were prevalent in other parts of the world. My grandmother told me that the earth is balanced on the horn of a bull, and when the bull shifts it to the other horn, an earthquake takes place. The outermost layer of the earth is not in one piece, it is fragmented. Each fragment is called a plate. These plates are in continual motion. When they brush past one another, or a plate goes under another due to collision, they cause disturbance in the earth's crust. It is this disturbance that shows up as an earthquake on the surface of the earth. If scientists know so much about earthquakes, can they also predict when and where the next one will strike? Although we know for sure what causes an earthquake, it is not yet possible to predict when and where the next earthquake might occur. Tremors on the earth also be caused when a volcano erupts, or a meteor hits the earth, or an underground nuclear explosion is carried out. However, most earthquakes are caused by movement of earth's plates. Since earthquakes are caused by the movement of plates, the boundaries of the plates are the weak zones where earthquakes are more likely to occur. The weak zones are also known as seismic or fault zones. In India, the areas most threatened are Kashmir, Western and central Himalayas, the whole of northeast, run of Kutch, Rajasthan, and the Indo Gangetic Plain. Some areas of South India also fall in the danger zone. The power of an earthquake is expressed in terms of a magnitude on a scale called as Richter scale. Really destructive earthquakes have magnitudes higher than 7 on the Richter scale. Both Bhuj and Kashmir earthquakes had magnitudes greater than 7.5. The tremors produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. The waves are recorded by an instrument called a seismograph. The instrument is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum which starts vibrating when tremors occur. A pen is attached to the vibrating system. The pen records the seismic waves on a paper which moves under it. By studying these waves, scientists can construct a complete map of the earthquake. They can also estimate its power to cause destruction. Like many other scales in the science, Richter scale is not linear. This means that an earthquake of magnitude 6 does not have 1.5 times the destructive energy of an earthquake of magnitude 4. In fact, an increase of 2 in magnitude means 1000 times more destructive energy. Therefore, an earthquake of magnitude 6 has 1000 times more destructive energy than an earthquake of magnitude 4. Protection against earthquakes. We know from the earlier pages that earthquakes cannot be predicted. We have also seen that they can be highly destructive. It is therefore important that we take necessary precautions to protect ourselves all the time. People living in seismic zones where the earthquakes are more likely to occur have to be specially prepared. First of all, the buildings in the zones should be designed that they can withstand major tremors. Modern building technology can make it possible. It is advisable to make the structure simple so that it is quake safe. Consult qualified architect and structural engineers. In highly seismic areas, the use of mud or timber is better than using heavy construction material. Keep roofs as light as possible. In case the structure falls, the damage is heavy. It is better if the cupboards and shelves are fixed to the walls so that they do not fall easily. Be careful where you hang wall clocks, photo frames, water heaters, so that in the event of an earthquake they do not fall on people. Since some buildings may catch fire due to an earthquake, it is necessary that all buildings, especially tall buildings, have firefighting equipment in working order. The Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee, has developed know how to make quake resistant houses. In the event that an earthquake does strike, take the following steps to protect yourself. If you are at home, take shelter under a table and stay there till the shaking stops. Stay away from tall and heavy objects that may fall on you. If you are in bed, do not get up. Protect your head with a pillow. If you are outdoors, find a clear spot away from buildings, trees, and overhead power lines. Drop to the ground. If you are in a car or a bus, do not come out. Ask the driver to drive slowly to clear the spot. Do not come out till the tremors stop. Question answers. Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction? A plastic scale, a copper rod, an inflated balloon, a woolen cloth. Answer is copper rod. Explanation. Only non-conducting materials can be easily charged by friction. Copper is a highly conducting material, therefore a copper rod cannot be charged easily by friction. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod and the cloth both acquire a positive charge. The rod becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. The rod and the cloth both acquire negative charge. The rod becomes negatively charged while the cloth has a positive charge. Answer. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. Explanation: when two objects are rubbed against each other, they acquire opposite charges. By the law of convention, it is known that the rod acquires the positive charge and the cloth acquires a negative charge. True and false. Like charges attract each other. Answer: false. Unlike charges attract each other while the like charges repel each other. A charged glass rod attracts a charged plastic straw. Answer is true. A charged plastic straw has a negative charge on its surface while the glass rod has a positive charge on its surface. Unlike charges attract each other so that they both attract each other. Lightning conductors cannot protect a building from lightning. Answer: false. When lightning occurs, the atmospheric charges are transferred to the earth directly by a lightning conductor. Therefore, the building is protected from lightning. Earthquakes can be predicted in advance. Answer: false. Even though the earthquake's causes are known, there are no instruments that are invented to detect them in advance. Therefore, earthquakes cannot be predicted in advance. Sometimes a crackling sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winter. Explain. Answer: when we take out the sweater, the woolen sweater gets charged due to friction between the sweater and the body. This results in crackling sound. Explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. Answer: the charges get conducted to the earth through our body when we touch it, and the conductor loses its charge. This phenomenon is called as electric discharge. Name the scale on which the destructive energy of an earthquake is measured. An earthquake is measures 3 on this scale. Would it be recorded by a seismograph? Is it likely to cause much damage? Answer: Richter scale is used to measure the destructive energy of an earthquake. The scale has a reading from 1 to 10. An earthquake measuring 3 would be recorded by a seismograph. The magnitude of scale 3 would not cause much damage. An earthquake of magnitude 5 is considered destructive in nature. Suggest 3 measures to protect ourselves from lightning. Answer: various ways to protect ourselves from lightning are: always remain in a closed place, and if you are in a car, stay there until the lightning is over and keep the windows closed. Never touch any electrical wires, telephone cables, or metal pipes. Never bathe in running water. This may cause electric shock. Explain why a charged balloon is repelled by another charged balloon, whereas an uncharged balloon is attracted by another charged balloon. Answer: the surface charge on the balloons is of the same nature, hence they get repelled. When a charged balloon is brought near an uncharged balloon due to the induction of charges, it acquires charges which are opposite in nature to that of a charged balloon. As unlike charges attract each other, the uncharged balloon gets attracted by the charged balloon. Describe with the help of a diagram an instrument which can be used to detect a charged body. Answer: it consists of a metal rod on which two leaves of aluminium foil are fixed to one end and a metal disc at the other end. The leaves are kept inside a conical flask and it is corked to isolate them from the atmospheric air. When a charged body comes in contact with the metal disc, the aluminium leaves move away from each other because some charges get transferred to aluminium leaves through the metal rod. This process is called charging by conduction. The charges on the leaves and the charged body are of the same type, and thus the leaves of the aluminium repel each other. If the body is not charged, then they would attract each other. List three states in India where earthquakes are more likely to strike. Answer: Gujarat, Assam, and Jammu Kashmir are the three states where earthquakes are more likely to strike. Suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake strikes. What precautions would you take to protect yourself? Answer: the following precautions should be taken when an earthquake strikes. Find and go to an open field and stay away from buildings, trees, electric wire, and poles. If you are in a car, then drive to an open field and do not come out of your car. The weather department has predicted that a thunderstorm is likely to occur on a certain day. Suppose you have to go out on that day. Would you carry an umbrella? Explain. Answer: no, one should not carry an umbrella during a thunderstorm. The thunderstorm is accompanied by lightning, and the charges might travel from the cloud to the metal rod on the umbrella and might cause an electric shock to the person carrying it. So, it is not safe to carry an umbrella during lightning. Activity: inflate two balloons, hang them in such a way that they do not touch each other. Rub both the balloons with a woolen cloth and release them. What do you observe? We observe that the balloons repel each other in the first case, thus, like charges repel each other. Now, let us repeat this activity with used pen refills. Rub one refill with polythene. Place it carefully in a glass tumbler using the tumbler as a stand. Rub the other refill also with polythene. Bring it close to the charged refill. Be careful not to touch the charged end with your hand. Is there any effect on the refill in the tumbler? Do the two attract each other or repel each other? In this activity, we have brought close together the charged objects that were made of same material. What happens if two charged objects made of different materials are brought close to each other? The charged refill repelled another charged refill due to presence of like charges on them. Rub a refill and place it gently in a glass tumbler. Bring an inflated charged balloon near the refill and observe. A charged balloon attracted a charged refill because balloon had charges opposite to that on a refill. Thus, opposite charges attract each other. Activity: take an empty jam bottle. Take a piece of cardboard slightly bigger in size than the mouth of the bottle. Pierce a hole in it so that a metal paper clip can be inserted. Open out the paper clip as cut two strips of aluminium foil about 4 into 1 centimeter each. Hang them on the paper clip as shown. Insert the paper clip in the cardboard lid so that it is perpendicular to it. Charge a refill and touch it with the end of the paper clip. Observe what happens. Is there any effect on the foil strips? Do they repel each other or attract each other? Now touch other charged bodies with the end of the paper clip. Do foil strips behave in the same way in all cases? Can this apparatus be used to detect whether a body is charged or not? Can you explain why the foil strips repel each other? Answer: we observe that aluminium foil strips received the same charge from the charged refill through the metal paper clip, as it is good conductor of electricity. The strips carrying similar charges repelled each other and they became wide open. Such a device can be used to test the charge on an object, and it is called as electroscope. When we touch the metal paper clip with other charged bodies, the foil strips behave in the same way in all cases. Thus, we find that electrical charges can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor? Why do two charged bodies attract or repel? Answer. When the two bodies have the same charges, they repel each other, and when the two bodies have different charges, they attract each other. Write one name of method by which object can be charged. Answer. Object can be charged by conduction. Which of the following cannot be charged easily by friction? A plastic scale, a copper rod, inflated balloon, a woolen cloth. Answer is copper rod. When a glass rod is rubbed with a piece of silk cloth, the rod becomes positively charged while the cloth has a negative charge. Sometimes a crackling sound is heard while taking off a sweater during winter. Explain. Answer. The crackling sound that is heard because there is friction between the hair and sweater, the sweater gets charged. What is meant by earthing? Answer. The process of transfer of charges from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. When does a body become discharged? Answer. When a body loses its charges, it is said to be discharged. What is an earthquake? Answer. An earthquake is sudden shaking or trembling of the earth. What causes an earthquake? Answer. The tremors of the earthquake are caused by disturbance deep down inside the uppermost layer of the earth called as crust. What are seismic waves? Answer. The tremors produced by waves on the surface of earth known as seismic waves. Give other name for weak zones. Answer. The other name for weak zones is seismic or fault zones. Is the electric eel really electric? Answer. Yes, the electric eel found in South America emits electric charge. How does the electric eel use the electric discharge? Answer. Electric eel uses electric discharges to give shock to its prey, discourage enemies, and send signal to other eels. Name the scientist who first established the relationship between lightning and spark. Answer. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin, an American scientist, established the lightning and spark from amber were the same thing. Why did it take 2000 years to establish the similarity between lightning and spark? Answer. It took 2000 years because scientific discoveries are a result of hard work by many people. What type of charge is present on Earth? Answer. The Earth has both positive and negative charges. What is meant by discharged body? Answer. The body from which the charge has been earthed loses the charge on it. Such a body is known as discharged body. Explain why a charged body loses its charge if we touch it with our hand. Answer. When we touch a charged body with our hand, the body is earthed. This causes the charges to flow to the earth and the body loses the charge. List 3 states in India where earthquakes are most likely to strike. Answer. The states of India are Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Jammu Kashmir. Why is the charging by rubbing known as static electricity? Answer. Charging by rubbing is known as static electricity because the charges do not move. Give the difference between static electricity and electric current. Answer. In static electricity, the charges do not move. In electric current, there is flow of charges. When is lightning seen? Answer. When the negative charges from the clouds and the positive charges on the ground meet, huge amount of energy is produced as bright light and sound. This is called as lightning. Is the car safe during thunderstorm? Yes, the car is safe during thunderstorm with windows and doors of the vehicle shut. Can we use telephone during a thunderstorm? Answer: no, it is not safe to use telephone during thunderstorm as lightning can strike through telephone cords. Do the car tires protect us from lightning? Answer: no, the car tires do not protect us from lightning, but the metal case of the car protects us. What are weak zones? Answer: since the earthquakes are caused by the movements of plates, the boundaries of the plates are weak zones where earthquakes are most likely to occur. What useful changes are caused by earthquakes? Answer: earthquakes can also cause new islands, coral beaches, and freshwater springs to emerge due to upheaval. Name the weak zones in India. Answer: the weak zones in India are Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas, the whole of Northeast, Run of Kutch, Rajasthan, and Indo Gangetic Plain. Some areas of South India also fall in the danger zone. Explain the working of seismograph. Answer: the seismograph consists of a vibrating rod which starts vibrating when tremors occur. A pen is attached to the vibrating rod that records the seismic waves on a paper which moves under it. In highly seismic areas, which material should be used for construction of houses? Answer: in highly seismic areas, the use of mud or timber is better than any heavy construction material. The roofs should be made as light as possible so that if the house falls, it does not cause much damage. To make the house quake safe, what precautions should be taken? Answer: to make the house quake safe, it is better if the cupboards and shelves are fixed to the wall so that they do not fall easily. Clocks, photo frames, water heaters should be hung carefully. How are positive and negative charges produced during a thunderstorm? Answer: clouds are very small droplets of water in the form of vapor. A patch of cloud develops an electric charge on it by friction. The upper layers of cloud get positively charged and the lower layers of cloud get negatively charged. How is electric discharge fatal for human beings? Answer: the process of electric discharge can occur between two clouds, between clouds and the earth, even between the clouds and the human body. Such lightning strokes can be fatal. Is it important to have a good contact between the lower end of lightning conductor and the earth? If so, why? Answer: it is important to have a good contact between the lower end of the lightning conductor and the earth so that the lightning charged flow deep down into earth and not through the structure. When and where major earthquakes have taken place in India? Answer: on 26 January 2001 in Bhuj and on 8 October 2005 in Uri and Tangdar major earthquakes had taken place. A charged object is found to lose its charge when touched by hand. Why? Answer: a charged object loses its charges when touched by hand because the charges flow to the earth through the human body. This is called as earthing. Is lightning useful? How? Answer: lightning is useful in many ways. Lightning is effective in the formation of ozone in nature. Lightning plays an important role in origin and evolution of the life on earth. Due to high discharge of electric charge through air, nitrogen contributes with oxygen to form nitrate oxide and nitrogen dioxide gases. What is tsunami? Explain. Answer. Tsunami is a Japanese name for tidal waves. They are large waves that are generated when the sea floor is deformed by seismic activity. A tsunami can be 10 to 12 meters high when it hits shore, and a series of waves come at short intervals. How will you make an electroscope if the gold leaf electroscope is not at hand? Answer. Take a metallic bar on a stand. Take a strip of cellophane paper, and fold it half. Hang it from the metallic bar. This will work like a gold leaf electroscope. Is it true that a charged object always attracts an uncharged object, but it may or may not attract another charged object? Answer. Yes, an uncharged object is always attracted by a charged object. It will only attract another charged object if the charge on it is opposite. If the charge on the other body is same, there will be repulsion. Suppose you are outside your home and an earthquake strikes. What precaution would you take to protect yourself? Answer. If you are outdoors and an earthquake strikes, we should take some precautions. Leave the building and move to open areas. Keep away from high rise buildings. Keep away from trees, signboards, electric poles. If in vehicle, remain inside it. An electroscope is an apparatus to test an electric charge. An electroscope has a brass rod passing through a tight fitting cork in a glass bottle. A pair of thin gold leaves are attached to the lower end of the brass rod. To protect the gold leaves from external electric charge, the lower half of the bottle is lined with the foil, which is earthed by connecting it to the table. This kind of electroscope is called a gold leaf electroscope. When a charged rod is touched to the metal disc, the charge is transferred to the gold leaves and they diverge. What steps should be taken to protect yourself in case of an earthquake if you are at home? Answer. Do not stand near windows. Lie in bed. Do not stand near heavy object that may fall on you. Stay under a table till the earthquake stops. During thunderstorm, which places are safe? Answer. During a thunderstorm, a house or a building is the safest place. If you are traveling by car or by bus, you are safe inside with windows and doors of the vehicle shut. During a thunderstorm, which places are unsafe? If you are outside. Answer. Open vehicles like motorbike, tractor are not safe. Carrying umbrella is not safe. Stay away from poles and other metal objects. Do not lie on the ground. If your friend is struck by lightning, how will you help your friend? Answer. A lightning victim carries no electric charge and cannot electrocute us. You can give first aid by performing mouth to mouth breathing. Name the device used to secure tall buildings from lightning. Explain its construction and working. Answer. Lightning rod is device used to secure tall buildings from the effect of lightning. A metallic rod taller than the height of the building to be protected is installed in the walls of the building during its construction. One end of rod is kept out in the air and the other is fixed in the ground. This provides easy route for transfer of electric charge to the ground. Why do dry hair stand on when combed with a plastic comb? Answer. Dry hair stand when combed with a plastic comb because they get charged. What kind of charge is acquired by ebonite when rubbed with fur? Answer. When rubbed with fur, ebonite gets a negative charge. What kind of charge is acquired by fur when it is rubbed over ebonite? Answer. When fur is rubbed with ebonite, fur acquires positive charge. What type of charge is born on clouds facing earth? Normally. Answer. Normally the layers of cloud facing the earth get negatively charged. Is dry air a conductor or an insulator? Answer. Dry air is a bad conductor or insulator of electricity. Name the agency responsible for making quake-proof houses. Answer. The technique to develop quake-proof houses has been developed by Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee. What are seismic zones? Answer. The seismic zones are those areas which are prone to earthquakes. They are the areas lying on the boundaries of the plates. Give some suggestions how the houses should be made in seismic zones. Answer. The houses in seismic zones should be symmetrical. The foundation of the building should be deep. Roofs should be light material and the fixtures should be light.